Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at standard 7.G.B.4. Know the formulas for the area and circumference of a circle and use them to solve problems. Give an informal derivation of the relationship between the circumference and area of a circle. Here are our formulas that we've been working with. Area is equal to pi r squared. Circumference is equal to 2 pi r, where r represents our radius, or pi d, where d represents the diameter. Our area is measured in square units, for example, inches squared, feet squared, miles squared, so on and so forth. Today we're focusing on calculating circumference given the area of a circle. Step 1 is to divide the area by pi, 3.14. Step 2 is to take the square root of the result in step 1. This will give us our radius. And step 3 is to follow the steps to calculate circumference using the formula c equals 2 pi r or c equals pi d. Our first example, find the circumference of a circle whose area is 28.26 centimeters squared. So we're going to start off by writing the formula for area, which is a equals pi r squared. And then we're going to substitute 3.14 in for pi. We're finding our radius. And we're going to substitute 28.26 for area. Now we do step 1, which is to divide both sides by 3.14. And we get that r squared and 28.26 divided by 3.14 is equal to 9. Now we're going to take the square root of both sides. Now, if I break down the square root of r squared, that's like saying r times r. And the square root of 9 is like saying 3 times 3. So the square root of r squared is r, and the square root of 9 is 3. So here we have that our radius is 3. So this will allow me to use the formula c equals 2 pi r. If you wanted to use c equals pi d, then you just need to take your radius and multiply it by 2. So 3 times 2 would give me my diameter of 6, and that will allow you to use c equals pi d. So I'm going to go ahead and use c equals 2 pi r for this example. I'm going to replace 3.14 for pi and plug in my 3 for r. So now I have 2 times 3.14, which is 6.28, and now I'm going to multiply that by 3. The product of 6.28 and 3 is equal to 18.84. So here the circumference of a circle whose area is 28.26 centimeters squared is 18.84 centimeters. Okay, it's no longer going to be squared units because we're not dealing with area, we're dealing with circumference. Find the circumference of a circle whose area is 615.44 inches squared. So we're going to start off with our area formula. Area equals pi r squared. Replace pi with 3.14, bring down our r squared, and replace a with 615.44. So now we're going to go ahead and divide both sides by 3.14. This here will cancel out, leaving us with r squared. And 615.44 divided by 3.14 is 196. Now we're going to take the square root of both sides and find that r is equal to 14. So my radius is 14. Now if I wanted my diameter, I'm going to take my radius and multiply it by 2. And I'd find that for this example, my diameter is 28. And if I wanted to know what my units are, it's saying that it's inches, so these would also be inches. Okay, so let's go ahead and calculate the circumference. For this example, I'm going to use pi d. So c is equal to 3.14 times d, my diameter, which for this example is 28, since my radius was 14. And here I find that my circumference is 87.92 inches. Okay, so the circumference of a circle whose area is 615.44 inches squared is 87.92 inches. The area of a circle is 706.5 square feet. What is the circumference of this circle? Let's start off again by writing our formula. A is equal to pi r squared, where pi is 3.14. Bring down our r squared, and we're going to substitute 706.5 in for A. We're going to divide both sides by 3.14. This here will cancel out. I'm left with r squared. 706.5 divided by 3.14 is going to be 225. So now I'm going to take the square root of both sides, and I find that r is equal to 15. So 15 times itself is equal to 225. Now for my diameter, I'm going to take my 15 and multiply it by 2. So I find that my diameter is 30 feet. Now let's go ahead and use circumference. I'm going to go back and use 2 pi r again. So I'll be using the number 15. C is equal to 2 times 3.14 times 15. 2 times 3.14 is 6.28, and we're going to multiply that by 15. The product of 6.28 and 15 is 94.2, so we find that our circumference is 94.2 feet. The area of a circle is 452.16 square miles. What is the circumference of this circle? So we're starting again with our area formula. Substituting 3.14 times r squared is equal to 452.16. Divide both sides by 3.14. This here cancels out. We have r squared is equal to 144. Now we're going to take the square root of both sides. We find that r is equal to 12, and therefore the diameter is equal to 12 times 2, which is 24. For this example, let's use pi d. So here we have the circumference is equal to 3.14 times 24. The product of 3.14 and 24 is 75.36. So here the circumference is 75.36 miles. Thank you for watching and have a great day.